Hi, Captain Florian. How
Hi,
are you?
Josie. Good to see you again. How you doing?
Great, great. Nice to see that you're anchored off the beautiful Bahamas.
Yeah, yeah,
You're back at the helm, ready to offer charters in beautiful Caribbean.
absolutely. Yeah, super excited to be back here.
How does it feel?
Amazing. This was our first charter season 3 years ago that we did here, and couldn't wait to come back. It's a truly unique, special place, and it's a pleasure to take people around this incredible natural wonder, really. And it makes it so easy because we take people around, and every place is more amazing than the next. It's a true
And
pleasure taking people around.
it's the first time for your crew as well. I believe Captain Chef Mike and First Mate Sissy, it's their first time to the Bahamas. So have they been there before?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the first time for them. Yeah, it's not new for me. I've had time to explore, take many guests around these beautiful islands before. But yeah, and I can't wait to show it to Mike and Cece as well.
Wonderful. Okay, we know it's your second time back to the Bahamas, but what truly drew you back to the Bahamas? Because you've been recently to the Med, and so what is it about the Bahamas that brought
Mm.
you back?
Yeah, I think it has the main thing. If I had to pick one, it would have to be the unbelievable watercolors that are not just sort of stretching a bit from a beautiful beach, but they expand all the way to the horizon in all shades of blue, from a crystal clear, almost white to a deep blue, through all the shades of turquoise. It is something different. Of course, there are many beautiful tropical locations around the world, and we've had the fortune to see many of those. But to see it at this expanse is something different, and that is, I think, there are many, but this is probably the one thing that makes the Bahamas, and particularly the Exumas, so incredibly special. It's that shallow water, the shallow water, the sandy bottom that creates these colors, and at that scale, you don't really have it anywhere else.
And that's what drew you back, those beautiful hues of blue of the Bahamas.
Yeah, well, there's more. There's more, of course. There's the fact that you find these seemingly endless island chains here. You've got the prevailing easterly winds that provide for great sailing, but these island chains protect you from the waves. So the sailing is great. But it's comfortable at the same time. And with the currents, they create amazing formations. They help create these incredible color gradients in the water. So there's some other features to the natural land and seascape here that make
So I
it really
guess
special.
underwater is just as stunning as above water, it
Yeah,
sounds.
absolutely. And it's some of the clearest water you could possibly imagine. The visibility is incredible. You've got amazing coral reefs teeming with life. Like we just dove a plane wreck off Norman's Key here, which is in shallow water. You can just snorkel around it, and it's right there. You can see the whole plane. It used to used to be a drug smuggling plane in the past. Yeah, you've got all these fantastic little
Great.
nuggets and gems around here that make it super exciting.
So it sounds like Bahamas is as stunning in real life as we see on the photos.
Yeah, yeah. I think the photos don't even do it justice.
Wow.
It almost in real life at times seems unreal. Like the watercolor, it seems like someone just spilled some dye in there, and we're ourselves still in awe whenever we see it. We can't get enough of it.
You're making me feel to jump on a plane and come there, Florian. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
One
And
day,
actually, if you fly on a plane from above, you see it. Just the process of flying to the Bahamas and looking out the window is amazing. Actually, a little fun fact is that astronauts are said to have described the Bahamas as the most visible, vibrant thing on the surface of planet Earth, because it's glowing in such
um,
vibrant turquoise colors and has these expansive shallow waters. So it's, yeah, from whatever direction you look at it, above water, below water, the sky, space,
And playing on a
it's
boat,
just
the
incredible.
Bahamas, stunning.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better way. There's no better way to discover the Bahamas. Like here in the Exumas, it's very sparsely populated. There, on this entire stretch that we could spend weeks exploring, there are just a couple tiny villages, and the rest is either national park, a couple private islands, like David Copperfield, Johnny Depp, Aga Khan. They all have private islands here, but it's and a couple of very small resorts, so it's very remote, very secluded, and it would be difficult to get around otherwise if it weren't for us
Sydney.
being able to roam freely and explore all these incredible beaches and islands and coral reefs. So this is absolutely the best way to explore this incredible place.
So you don't feel overcrowded in the anchorages at all, and like some other destinations like the BVI's
Oh,
or cruise.
absolutely not. Yeah, yeah. This is, I think, one of the key draws of the Bahamas here. And again, particularly the Exumas is of course different if you go to Nassau. Nassau is a very busy place. Bimini Islands, closer to Florida, you get a lot of traffic from there. Even then, it doesn't feel that crowded. But here, we're definitely secluded, and it's so easy to find an anchorage where we're by ourselves. There's one empty beach after another that in any other place, each of these beaches would be an attraction by themselves. But here, there's so many of them and such an endless chain of islands that it's hard to choose, and you'll definitely find seclusion like in few other places.
So if it's so quiet and places so secluded, what do guests do when they come? Well, what do they enjoy doing? Is there
Well,
much
I
to do?
guess, yeah, like all the ways that you can immerse yourself in this incredible nature, and that means probably at the top of the list is snorkeling. There's very easy snorkeling here because it's shallow, and especially if we time it right, we're always careful to time it right with the currents. There's some places here with a bit of current, many places you don't even feel it, so you can very easily just comfortably glide around a colorful underwater life. Enjoy the numerous fish species you see here. You can see stingrays, you can see turtles, you can see friendly nurse sharks. You can actually swim here and feed nurse sharks at different places. They're very friendly. There's nothing to worry about them. And then another beautiful way is to grab a one of our paddle boards, or we've just added a clear, like a crystal clear kayak to our
Nice.
a selection of toys. You could take that, explore some of the lagoons on the islands here, or mangrove rivers, maybe some of the caves. We've got incredible caves here on land, underwater, or in the water. You can swim into those caves with even even if you're a bit claustrophobic, like there are caves that are very easy to swim into, and they're teeming with life. So
Wow.
yeah, that's, I think that would probably be the main things, but there are of course many others. We've got a wide selection of water toys, so especially with the kids, it's fun to
That's what I
try
was
some of
about to
those out.
ask. And it's legal.
Yeah,
It's okay to do the water sports in the Bahamas, like tubing.
yeah, yeah. Of course, we do it in places where we know we don't disturb anyone else, and we respect the rules of the national parks here, of course. But it's so easy. There's so much space, and there are so many choices of anchorages, and it's feels so secluded that it's very easy to do these water sports here and enjoy all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. And I suppose at night it's just as beautiful because if it's so secluded, then there's no
Mm.
light pollution. So a lot of stargazing going out on after dinner, I imagine.
You're totally right. Yeah, we have so little light pollution that it's one of the best night skies you can possibly imagine. The stars come out so fully. You can see the Milky Way.
Wow.
That's how bright the night sky is, and if the moon comes up, it's actually the night sky and the moon are so bright. You can see the shadow of our boat floating in the water because it's so clear. So you look over the side at night of the boat and you see the shadow on the seabed. Yeah, it's
Amazing.
crazy.
Nice, very nice. Because I know just being on a boat, no matter where you are in the world, The starry nights are so much more clear. So I can
Yeah,
imagine in somewhere like the Bahamas that it must be even more amazing. Shooting
totally.
stars, the works.
Totally, yeah. Many of the islands are completely uninhabited, or yeah, very sparsely populated with very little light pollution. So stargazing is a must.
I keep saying, wow, wow, wow. The Bahamas does that to your chat, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
Or chat.
it does, and you know we've had charter guests who've been to other incredible places around the world, and they say the Bahamas is just right up there, right with the other top destinations around the world. You don't always have to, as amazing as the South Pacific, French Polynesia, and the Seychelles and Maldives are in the Indian Ocean. Of course, they have their special charm, and it doesn't get much further than that. But it's easy to forget that even close to home, there are some incredible places waiting to be discovered. And my feeling is that most people don't actually know much about the Bahamas. Usually associate something like Nassau with it, which is a cruise ship haven and got loads of huge resorts and is very touristy and of course it's got things to offer. But once you make that jump over to the Exumas, which are a bit further away, more difficult to get to for anyone who doesn't come on a boat. So making that extra step away from these busy places, it brings you into a whole nother world. And
Right.
the Bahamas cover an area that is bigger than the entire Eastern Caribbean
Imagine.
together. You
And
know,
that's
it's as big as, if you consider not just the land area but the sea area as well. It's as big as France or Thailand.
wow.
So there's so much to see and discover, and the extent to which these island chains continue out
You
is
can never see it all, can you?
sorry.
You can never see it all.
Yeah, there's really endless choice. There is
So if
really
it's
endless
so
choice.
vast, where do you start? Where, I mean, you said you go down to the Exumas, firstly, but
Yeah,
there's so much to see. Where do you go? How do you know where to go if one anchorage is more beautiful than the last, you know?
yeah, good. Well, luckily, of course, we've had the opportunity to explore all of these places in depth beforehand. Whenever we go to a new charter destination, we do in-depth research. We sail all of it and test and try all of it, all the bays, anchorages, restaurants. We go around and test it all ourselves because we want to know exactly what we're offering our guests. And so I think that's where it makes sense to work together with us, your crew. We want to, of course, tailor the itinerary exactly to the preferences of our guests, and we can also be flexible during the trip. We have so many different options to choose from here any day. So if the guests feel more like a beach day or a more active day, we want to go on a hike or snorkeling, kayaking, or we want to go out for dinner, explore some of the local cuisine. These are things that we can also easily incorporate on a day-to-day basis during the trip. But yeah, we're happy to share what from our experience are the highlights and what should definitely be included. But we'll absolutely work with the guests to align their preferences and the experience that we can offer here.
Yeah, they'll definitely need a guide like you because they wouldn't know where to start and they'll quickly get lost in the beauty of it all, you
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot to explore. There's a lot to explore, and it did take a long time to go through everything and check everything out, just because there is so much. But I think coming here and to the Exumas, you almost can't make a mistake, because even the places here that are perhaps not considered the main highlights are incredible still.
Yeah.
But of course, we like to make sure that we find the best of the best.
That's good to know. I mean, you kind of answered my next two questions because, I was going to ask you about how easy it is to get off the beaten track. Well, you
Mm.
explained that already. It seems like once you leave Nassau, you're off the beaten track already. And the question after that was, why should anybody have the Bahamas on their bucket list, and you've answered that as well. So
Yeah. I think I can only repeat. I think what you said. Yeah, as soon as you head further east of Nassau to the Exumas, you are essentially off the beaten track already. There are just a couple of spots here where you. I don't want to use the word crowded, but where there are a
a
few
bit
more
more,
boats around you.
a bit
Yeah.
more,
There's the famous there's the swimming pigs.
right?
That's a hot spot that people love to hang out around. But
I
I
heard
almost
pigs
can't think
bite.
of.
Do
Sorry.
they bite? I heard pigs bite. Do they bite?
Oh, yeah. Maybe if you I don't know, try to ride them or and annoy them. But as long as you greet them respectfully and let them enjoy their beautiful paradise, then they're very friendly.
Okay, alrighty.
Yeah,
Well,
they swim up right to our boat. You can you can even just anchor there, and sometimes they come right up to us.
crazy. Swimming
Yeah,
pigs. I gotta see that one day for sure.
the
So, um, those were all the lovely positive things about the Bahamas, and I'm sure there are aspects of it that are a bit more tricky or that guests may be a little hesitant about. So, first thing that comes to mind when you're on a boat, of course, is the weather. So, do
hmm.
you have a lot of challenges when it comes to the weather in Bahamas?
um. Well, there's of course the one challenge, the main challenge to keep in mind when choosing particularly the time to come to the Bahamas, and that's the hurricane season. The hurricane season officially runs from June to through to November, but it has very different activity levels throughout these months. And the Bahamas, for example, have essentially never been hit before August. So you're completely safe before August, and then even in August, it's very rare for anything significant to come up here to the Bahamas. So we recommend until August is a great time, and then the winter months are great, but they are a bit more chilly. Now it's different than the Eastern Caribbean in the winter. The Eastern Caribbean remains sort of tropical nature throughout the winter. But we're a fair bit further north here, so while it's still warm in the summer here, the water temperatures aren't quite as high, and so it might feel a bit chilly at times to jump in the water. Whereas now here in the summer, mid May, June, July, August, it's warm. It's at the same time it's not too hot. The winds cool things down. The water is warm. It's perfect temperatures all around, and you don't have the cold fronts that might pass through in the winter. I think May to August is the perfect time to come.
Okay. So, if you could just describe to any of our viewers what a perfect day is like when on charter with purpose in the Bahamas. What does that look
Sure. Yeah. Well, any day starts with a big beautiful breakfast. We have our amazing chef Mike, who is fantastic at catering to our guests' needs. He's creative. He thinks on the spot, whatever the guests like. And then maybe a little morning swim or strolling along one of those deserted, empty beaches. We will probably then continue sailing on to our next destination for lunch. The sails aren't very long here. It's probably just an hour or two to our next destination, where maybe a beautiful coral reef awaits them. Be time to don the snorkel gear, get in the water, and mingle with those fishes. And probably a little tired coming back from that. That'll be an amazing, colorful lunch
nice
waiting
cold
for the
bear,
guests. Sorry.
a nice cold bear after snorkeling.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. A selection of their favorite drinks. We, of course, make all kinds of cocktails as well. And the lunch is usually several different dishes. So it's always colorful, interesting, different. Mike is amazing at cooking various different cuisines. So every day will be different. And then afternoon might be time to enjoy a little siesta or go float out on a paddleboard or kayak, explore some
Quiet time.
lagoon or a little mangrove river. Or if you've got the energy, hike up a little hill. I mean, hike is probably an exaggeration. The hills are not very high here in the Bahamas, but you can get up some small hills to get a beautiful vista of the surrounding colors. And
Do you
then, yeah,
tend to sail twice a day, or is it more or less one sail in the morning and then you anchor for the day?
we you know we design these itinerary, or we make these decisions based on how the group feels, how active they want to be. I would say because the sailing is so comfortable, since we're most of the time we're so protected from the waves, the sailing and moving from one place to another, it's so easy that it doesn't add any stress, or it doesn't take really any energy for the guests to do, because we don't have to worry about big waves or holding on. It's we're just gliding from one place to another. So we do often include a second sail in the afternoon, just so we can show the guests even more places. But we might play it by ear on the day, and if they love a place and just want to stay here for the day, then that's what we do.
Wonderful, wonderful. And
Yeah.
then with a nice sunset cocktail.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We have our beautiful flybridge up there. Perfect place to watch the sunsets here. And then there'll be a amazing three-course gourmet dinner waiting for them.
My
With
I've had the pleasure of tasting Mike's
yes,
uh,
yeah, we're so glad
cuisine.
that we could have you on board and you could get to know a bit of
That's
the
great.
amazing cooking
Problem is,
that
your guests will
Mike
not
does.
want to step off the boats. They will not
Yeah.
dine ashore because with that
Yeah,
type
we
of
have that.
cuisine, it's out of this world. It's delicious.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. We have that. We have that quite often. We do offer half boards, especially for guests who want to get to know the local fare more, and that's actually possible here in the Bahamas as well. Even though it is very sparsely populated, there are a few restaurants through the islands, and the good thing is, even though the selection is quite small, it is of very high quality, because the few restaurants that are here, they're run by very high end resorts or in some of the local villages, and they are very good. So it's possible to do something like half board, but yes, we uh, if that yeah we have had that happen quite often. Guests come back and say, "We just want more of Mike's food. It's just too good."
That's the problem. But half board
Yes.
kind of forces them off the boat. Well, no, sorry, you have to go to shore for dinner too.
Yes, yes.
Gives you guys a nice break as well. So
Yeah, yeah, no, no. It's we, whatever makes the guests happy, and we want to help them get to know the local cuisine as well. And of course, we do integrate local elements into our cuisine here on board. Mike loves to work with the local fishermen, getting fresh fish, fresh lobster on the boat. So of course he integrates that local element into his cooking all the time. But yeah, it can be nice to go on land sometime,
and then it's
explore.
also you contribute to the island as well. It's kind of nice to
Exactly. Yeah,
have
absolutely. And you get to meet the wonderful. I haven't. I don't know how I missed that. I haven't mentioned at all the wonderful people of the Bahamas. They are the friendliest people and so welcoming and warm. So you definitely have to meet them as well.
uh, yeah. And tell us a little bit about Sissy because we heard about Chef Mike. So Sissy's your right hand woman. Of,
Yes,
of
absolutely.
what?
She is. Yeah, she's an incredible addition to the team. So excited that she's joined us, and she just adds a whole nother level of service and taking care of our guests. Before it was just Mike and me, and while that worked, it did keep us very very busy. I think anyone who knows how busy it is to run a boat like this with two people understands this, and it just means that we can take care even better of our guests. Sissy does amazing table decorations, drinks, snacks. It just adds to the whole experience, and whether it's playing games with kids or helping with the water sports, and we can be even more present and helpful and make sure that our guests' every needs are met.
Definitely, because I mean, being ex-crew myself, I know
Mm,
what it's like, and it's true. And with the level of service that you guys are offering and the level of cuisine that Mike does,
yeah,
it would have been hard to maintain such a brilliant service to your guests.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because for your size boat, it's not normal to have three crew.
yeah,
But because of your level of service that you want to provide, having
yeah,
that third crew member
yeah.
it's amazing. It's what was needed.
Yeah. We've heard that a few times that what we offer here is usually only found on quite a bit bigger boats, and we want to keep that up. And I think that makes is one of the distinctive features of what we offer here. We know how important service is. We want to make our guests feel right at home, and make sure that this is a big thing for them. This is the time they get off from home to explore such an incredible place. So we wanted to run as smoothly as possible, exactly to their preferences, with the best food and drinks that they can imagine, and it makes us proud and feels us like we fulfill our purpose. And when we hear them say things like that was a trip of a lifetime, and we knew it was great, but we never thought it would be this amazing. So that's when we hear those words, we know we've done well.
A great job. And that's all the reviews we've been getting. What a wonderful time we've had, and great reviews.
Yes,
Guests
yes.
rebooking with you guys. So tell us a bit more about your boat, about
Yeah.
Purpose.
Yeah, we love our boat. We've seen a few other ones. We've looked at other ones, and in the end, we always stuck with our Sabre 50, our wonderful Purpose. We think there are very few other boats that offer this kind of space at this size of boat. I think the use of space is amazing. We have a big dining table. It's very easy to accommodate eight, even more, nine, 10 guests around it. We've got the forward lounge, like a proper lounge to both lie down and sit up front. Same up top on our fly bridge. We've got a lounge to lie down, stretch out, but also sit together with a big group of people. Um, and we've also done loads of upgrades to the boat. Uh, every you know every time we've got a moment to do something, we add something to the boat. We improve things. We've put a beautiful Fexi teak deck out here in the back. We've added loads of toys to it. We have a new tender and outboard. We've upgraded things in the kitchen for Mike to be amazing, to make sure that he can serve the best foods possible. We've got new sails. We've got a barbecue outside. I don't know. I could keep going. We have inside the cabins. We have essentially replaced most of the things that you could replace, from our showers and taps to making the toilets electric and fresh water. Of course, all the bed linen and towels, lamps.
In other
It
words, she's
doesn't.
always impeccable. Purpose is
Yeah,
always
we take big pride in making her best of her class, keeping her that way, and continue to upgrade her to make sure she's of the highest standards.
wonderful. Great. That there are lots of secret spots, secluded spots in the Bahamas. But what
Mm.
are some of your favorite, Florian, and why? Because it must have some spots that are particularly more beautiful or have some more outstanding features than others that make you feel to go to that particular anchorage.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is tough to pick, but there are definitely some spots that we pretty much any tour we do, anytime we go around these islands, we'll stop there, and because one of those is Shroud Key. It is special because it's got those amazing mangrove rivers going through a huge lagoon, and one of them actually ends on the other side of the island. And when you time it right with the tides, you can sort of just float out of that river in beautiful turquoise clear waters out to a sandbank, and walk your way back to the river. So it's a super fun activity, an incredible environment to do. And then, well, there's of course the swimming pigs. You know, that's always a fun sight to see. They're very friendly. They even come up to the boat sometimes to see them swim in those paradise-like waters and the perfect beach. That's a
Pigs have
favorite.
webbed feet by any chance? It's like, how do
Do
they
they have?
webbed feet if they're swimming?
Yeah, they you would, yeah, they swim so much around there. They you wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if over time they've developed fish-like features. But it seems so natural. Like they just come right around there. I don't know. I've never imagined a pig swimming, but it looks like that's what they do all day.
Wow.
It looks.
What's the history behind those pigs? Do you know?
It's not a sort of fully confirmed story, but the main one goes that they were left there at some point, quite a long time ago, and they kept surviving there by themselves. And when they were sort of rediscovered and people saw them on the beach, and playing there and swimming there, they realized what a sort of incredible fun sight that was, and especially then with the advent of social media, when those images went around the world, I think, yeah, it captures people's hearts, seeing
Imagine.
them swim in this tropical paradise,
I'm glad I didn't
and it
catch their
just became
taste buds.
viral. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't catch their taste buds.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
surprised nobody's because they must be yummy. Could you imagine with all that
Well,
salt?
but no, everyone loves them there and goes up to pat them, and some people have even left um, uh, like
Toys.
little sticks to scratch their backs, and yeah, no, they're such a fun sight to see there. I
Are
think
they
no
officially
one.
protected by any chance?
I don't know if they're officially protected by law, but I think the locals definitely make sure that, and they take good care of them as well. Even though it seems that they have survived there by themselves for a long time, they've built the pigs, a little water reservoir, so they never run out of fresh water on that small island. They've built a little shade. Kind of like a little tent for them, so they can hide from the sun if they want. So they take good care of them.
Great. That's nice to know. Being an animal
Yeah.
lover myself. And any other anchorages? One of your favorites?
Yeah, there's actually very close to the swimming pigs is the Thunderball Grotto. It's named after the James Bond movie that was shot there. It's an incredible cave that you can swim into. It has a hole in its ceiling, so you've got the sunlight shining in and illuminating the turquoise waters below. It's full of underwater life, fishes, coral. So it's yeah, I don't know. It's like an aquarium that you swim into. There's actually another spot as well. It's called the Aquarium on one of the islands nearby. It's a reef that you can spend easily just an hour slowly swimming around and admiring. Because again, you literally feel like you're in an aquarium. We just swam yesterday, and the fish come right up to you. They surround you. You feel like you're inside the swarm of fish. It's incredible. There's another amazing underwater site here. It was put there by David Copperfield. It's called the Mermaid. It's a mermaid sculpture playing a piano underwater. So you can easily snorkel around it or dive a couple meters down to it. So there are all these like little fun things to experience. And then we've got loads of big lagoons, incredible sand banks, like some of those shallow places that luckily, with a catamaran, even the size, we have a pretty shallow draft. We can go right into those shallow places. And it's those sandbanks and winding little water channels that create the most amazing seascapes and shades of blue, and from the white sand to white waters that slowly go to the most amazing turquoise blue. Yeah, it makes for an incredible sight. There's one in particular, Waterig Wells, which is right in the Exumas National Park, where we've sort of wind our way through the meandering channels, through the sandbanks, and you don't know which way to look because all around us is just incredible landscape, and it's fun sometimes at low tide to just walk along those sandbanks that only show up at low tide, and you feel like you're in a different world almost.
Wow. Well, I was just there for a second. Take me there. I was catching everything. Is incredible, incredible. All this talk
Yeah.
about Bahamas has just left me awestruck. Definitely.
Yeah. Do you not actually want to take like a quick holiday? Come up.
Will,
No.
will do. Definitely go on my bucket list because
Yes.
my bucket list has got quite short. It's not very many places I would like to visit still, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Bahamas is,
Yeah. Well, you've already seen so many beautiful places yourself. Yeah.
yeah, I have,
Mm.
but the Bahamas definitely sounds different and
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
So,
It is. It is.
but enjoy for me, and
Thank you.
hopefully we can get some guests feeling the same
Yeah.
way I do and send them off on charter with you and the rest of
Yeah.
your crew. Okay?
I'm sure. I'm sure we will. Thank you, Josie.
Happy
See you soon,
sailing.
I hope.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.